Drea Humphrey here with Rebel News, and I'm here to report to you the latest of the never-ending saga that is Jonathan Yaniv. Except apparently it's no longer Jonathan Yaniv. In fact, it's no longer Jessica Yaniv. You see, the individual who takes pride in extorting immigrant women who won't shave her male genitalia to earn a living goes by the name of Jessica Simpson now. You can see the new surname here on the recent civil court document where Yaniv is now suing 3 of his previous esthetician victims again. I guess it doesn't matter to Yaniv that he lost already due to his disturbing conduct against the hardworking women and was condemned by the judge of the BC Human Rights Tribunal just last year. Nope, Yaniv is out for blood, suing his victims to pay him back the $2,000 each that the judge ruled Yaniv pay to each woman due to the conduct against him. It's hard to keep up. Yaniv, the changing names on paper, it really doesn't change the sort of individual predator Yaniv is, no matter how many times he changes his name. But that isn't what the appearance here today was about. This is going to be a long and crazy video with lots of twists and turns, but would you expect anything less when we're dealing with Jonathan Yaniv? If you'd like to see all of our coverage about Jonathan Yaniv and his reign of terror, please go to yanivtrial.com. Now, Yaniv was here today for not one, but 2 other reasons that showcase just how dangerous of an individual he is. The first appearance, scheduled today in room 100 at 9 a.m., was to be for the assault against my colleague, Kian Bexty. Kian was simply reporting and asking a very simple question from a distance, I might add, and Yaniv trotted over and pummeled Kian right in the head in front of this very own courthouse in Surrey, BC. I'm not exactly sure what is worse. Is it that or what happened to David Menzies when he was hacked over the head with a pink metal cane?
You're going to jail. Go away. I know. Hey, don't touch me. You're going to jail.
How is this person not already locked up?
And joining me now to discuss this further is Drea Humphrey. Welcome to Rebel Roundup, Drea.
Hi. I'm glad you're not behind bars.
Yeah, it'll take more than just 5 police cruisers to haul me in, Drea. But, speaking of someone that should be behind bars, Drea, as always, there are so many angles to any Yaniv story. But let's begin with this inexplicable name change. What in blue hell is he trying to pull here by appropriating the name of the famous singer and actress?
I don't know. Maybe he thought, since she's not as relevant as she was at some point, that he could just kind of ride her fame a little bit. I don't know what he was thinking. It's not generic at all. If I was going to change my name, I would have come up with something, a little bit more unique than Jessica Simpson and something that wasn't already taken. But
yeah, it is a mystery. I mean, maybe is he hopeful that when anyone puts in the words Jessica Simpson in the search engine, expecting to see a woman and someone who is beautiful and someone who is talented, instead they get Jonathan Yaniv, who is neither of those 3 things. I don't know. But, what's more important, Drea, what I find fascinating is this idea that he is pursuing this litigation against these spa owners through a real court, not a kangaroo court, such as the BC Human Rights Tribunal. Now, he already lost at the BC Human Rights Tribunal. In fact, incredibly, the BC Human Rights Tribunal actually awarded damages to the people he went after, and so they should. But the point is, Drea, the benchmark for the burden of proof and how a court operates, it's so much lower at a human rights tribunal. He's going to a real court. Is this thing going to get thrown out in a New York second, or what's going to happen?
Well, it better, but the problem is this isn't New York, it's BC, so you never know. to lose in court and then to try to get the money back that you were ordered to pay, it's like, why don't you just give up? I mean, I can't get inside the Yaniv's head at all. Like, it doesn't make any sense at all. And these poor women, like, just leave them alone. How much more do you have to victimize them?
And I couldn't help but notice once again, Mama Yaniv, they're kind of like Batman and Robin in a grotesque sense. She's always there as his sidekick. And, he's really put on a bit of weight. I know a lot of us have been inactive because of the shutdown with the Wuhan virus, but I'm trying to think of this through the Jonathan Yaniv thought process. Is he perhaps pregnant, Drea? I mean, several months ago, he tweeted out that he couldn't go swimming on a certain day because he was experiencing his first menstrual cycle. I'm just wondering, is this guy crazy or is he just pretending to be crazy?
Well, I don't know. One thing I did notice, though, I didn't quite notice how much weight he had put on until you just pointed it out. But he and Mama Yaniv seemed to be wearing almost matching dresses. I don't know if you noticed that. It's like, like you said, Batman and Robin, but two different colors. So that was one of the things I picked up on right away. Maybe floral's really in or whatnot, but it was the same length, almost the exact same pattern. And is he hiding a baby bump? I guess he'll tweet about it soon.
Well, I know our colleague Sheila Gunn-Reid, she always points out that I think Jonathan Yaniv is in his 30s. And for someone in his 30s to buy the kind of clothing that a woman maybe in her 70s wears, it seems really strange if he's trying to position himself as a fashion plate. But this is all incidental stuff. One of the things I always try to get an answer to, Drea, and I don't expect that you have an answer, and if you do, this might be the scoop of the month. It's always about following the money with every story. And this person doesn't seem, as far as I can tell, to be gainfully employed, and yet he's got all kinds of money and all kinds of time to pursue cases that, as far as I can tell, are no-hopers. Where is the do-re-mi coming from when it comes to this Yaniv clan?
That is such a good question. Who's paying for all of this, especially if you're losing and you think you have enough funds to try again? I would love to know the answer to that question. I don't know, maybe fell into some inheritance or something like that. I can only guess at that, but I don't think the money's going to fashion or anything like that. So maybe everything, or it could be Serb.
Yeah, really. You might be onto something with the inheritance. I never see Papa Yaniv, and I'm sure he must be a proud father of that son. But the other thing too, on a serious vein, Drea, is the fact that throughout the Yaniv saga, there seems to be a double standard when it comes to justice being enacted against him. He's gone on a website and bragged about having an illegal weapon. He has assaulted Kian. He's assaulted me with a weapon. He's made multiple false 911 police reports, including a month ago when I confronted him and his mother outside the Pantages Hotel and actually said I was pointing a gun at him, at his mother, a handgun that is, and that the only reason I wasn't arrested is that when the police showed up, I threw the handgun down a sewer grate. Well, Dre, I can tell you this, not only does the handgun not exist, there's no sewer grate outside the hotel either. What I'm getting at is, why is this guy getting away with such nonsense that any regular person would be fined or even criminally charged if they were doing and saying these outrageous things?
Yeah, and to add to that is, the inappropriate propositions to young girls as well. I think it has to do with political correctness. I think he's getting away with a lot because he's portraying himself as a transgender woman, but a lot of transgender people don't even buy that act either because of how much he victimizes women and immigrant women at that, and putting them out of business and, going after little girls and all of this. So I think it really just has to do with the whole political correctness thing, and that's why Jonathan's gotten away with so much so far.
You know, I think you're right. And I think the majority of trans people who, you know, whether they're wanting to live their life as a male being a female being a man, whatever, I can't see them wanting to rally around this particular individual as a symbol of their community. One last question, and it's on the positive side, Drea. I noticed that unlike the nonsense Sheila and Kian went through in terms of dealing with the sheriff at this courtroom that was quoting fictional regulations to bar the media from coming in and covering the trial. You didn't run into any of that, did you?
No, I didn't. They treated me the way they should. It was very easy. I got in there. They knew who I was. Yaniv tried to wave the cops over in the beginning. They didn't really care. And inside, one of the sheriffs said, "No, Rebel News can be here," and kind of put him in his place. So it was really nice, actually, to see them behave like that. And I don't know, maybe they watched the Rebel coverage and thought, yeah, we just act appropriately now.
Yeah, maybe once they saw that we called their bluff, that you're banning us for, as I said, regulation that doesn't exist, we're not going to bend the knee to that kind of nonsense. Well, Drea, I hope you'll be going back to the courtroom when the Yanivs are back in. I think the vast majority of people, regardless on what politics you embrace, want to see justice enacted against this particular individual who is so odious. So thank you so much for covering this trial, and I look forward to your future reports.
Okay, thank you. Bye, everyone.
Hey, folks, if you can please visit journalistdefensefund.com. That's journalistdefensefund.com. If you're able to, make a donation so that Rebel News can continue to bring you the other side of the story.